Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Jennifer and I'm very happy that you decided to click on my video. So today I'm going to be going over the basics of candle spells and how to cast a spell, and I will be showing you how to do one. Now, the first thing that you need to know is the different types of candles. Now, I'm sure most of y'all who are into witchcraft, you guys know all about candles, okay? But for candle spells, if you can help it, you don't want to put the candle out. You want to let the candle burn all the way down and all the way through to be most effective, because if you put it out, you're kind of interrupting the energy flow of the spell. So it could hinder things and it could make things less potent. So if you don't have a lot of time, but you still want to do a candle spell, if you don't have a lot of time to just sit there and like be around the candle while it burns, because you never want to leave a candle unattended and just left burning. It's so dangerous. Even if even if it's in your fireplace, like don't leave nothing like that to chance. So you can get a pack of 40 of these chime candles, as they're called, on Amazon for like around $10, maybe a little cheaper, like $9. And they come in like all the colors of the rainbow, and there's like one of each, or there's double of each color. So these ones are good to use if you don't have a lot of time, like I said. Now, the bigger the candle, I can attest to this, the bigger the candle, the longer the spell seems to hold, the more potent the energy. I think that's just for me. That could be a thing, I'm not sure. But in my experience, this is true. So I got these candles right here. They're like half taper candles, but they're fairly fat. So let's see if I've got a regular taper. So a regular taper is like this. And so this, as you can see the size difference. This one, I got these at Hobby Lobby. And they always usually have a deal with the candles. They're like 50% off. So like these are usually like $1.50. And then they're 50% off, so like 75 cents. And then they sell these ones as well. These are $4, and so they're $2. And as you can tell, these ones are these are enormous candles. These last, depending on what type of oils and herbs that you anoint with and bless with, that it could burn up. I've had one of these candles burn up in a single day, just a couple hours, like not even that long. But if you don't for candle spells, it's kind of important to anoint them and stuff. So let me talk about that. Now, anointing your candle, if you are really like tight on a budget, the best way to anoint a candle or to make an anointing oil is to take I mentioned before, you can just take some olive oil and take some herbs from your cabinet, like some basil, rosemary, sage, thyme, those types of herbs. You can even just mix them all together and let them soak in there for a few days, and then use that oil to anoint your candles. So what you want to do with your candle is, I usually just take a nail, just a regular, just household nail, and you want to carve the symbolism into your candle. You can carve a word, you can carve something to represent whatever it is you're after. So right now we are doing protection for this new moon, this full moon coming up. So right here I got some sigils right here in my Book of Shadows. So I think I'm gonna do this sigil, and also the one for magic and perception. So it's protection, perception, and magic. because have been doing rituals and spells to open up my perception and my third eye and my intuition, and also my abilities to astral travel and things like that, because those types of things are pretty hard to do if you're not following like a strict regimen to check your reality throughout the day. So I'm going to carve this sigil into this candle, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I have carved my 3 symbols into my candle. And also another thing you want to take into account is color magic as well. So different colors have different meanings. Black and white are best for protection, because you want to play with the duality of things, because everything is dual. The white will balance and bring in positivity, while the black will absorb and remove negativity. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be using the black candle, and I pulled from my shelf this copal resin oil. I think this is the wrong one. Hold on, let me grab a different one, guys. So I'll do the frankincense and the copal. Okay, I got the frankincense and the copal resin oil. And now what you want to do is you want to shake up your oil. And you just want to get the tiniest amount. You don't want to get this like soaked in oil, because with with castor oil, which is what this is this is castor oil. It is quite flammable, I have noticed. It makes your candle spells burn a lot faster, especially if you roll them in herbs, which I always do. And like I said, you can use herbs from your kitchen cabinet and they work just the same. They may not be as magically potent as, say, something you grew yourself, but they're still magical ingredients nonetheless, so they will work. It's all about your intentions anyway. So you can do magic if you like to do. Most people who do magic, they like to have their tools, because the aesthetic, and it's just beautiful, and it gets you immersed into the feeling and the process of casting, which then helps your spells to have better results. Okay, so once you get your oil on, you do all of it, and you want to make sure you like get into the grooves of the carving. Now, if you don't have any herbs or if you don't have any that you like, the best thing to do is to use cinnamon. You can use cinnamon or you can use nutmeg. Just sprinkle it on your candle, or and then rub it in and get it into the all the little nooks and crannies of your candle. And that works perfectly, because cinnamon works as an amplifier, and it's like an energy powerhouse basically when it comes to candle spells. And when I first started out in magic, actually, candle magic was where I first started to experiment, because it was the easiest thing to get a hold of tool wise. Like it's kind of hard to find a cauldron and all these things if you don't have money, but candles are so cheap and they're so readily available and just accessible that it's easy to that's an easy thing to start with candle magic, because you also learn color magic. You also learn how to read wax, which is helpful in other situations. You you start to memorize sigils and symbolism, runes. So it's all with personal taste too. Like, you don't have to carve things into the candle. It helps and it makes it look cooler, to be honest. Especially like if you have a white candle or a light colored candle and you carve it into your symbols in, and then you put like your cinnamon in it, it looks really cool, because then the symbols stand out really vividly and people are just like, whoa, what is that? That looks cool and creepy. You can carve people's initials into them if you're doing love magic. And you always want to look at different elements like your plants, your resins, your herbs, so that way you can learn, you start to learn associations and what they are used for and their symbolism, what they symbolize, and that will help you, you know, all this stuff. The best way to gain knowledge that then you can go forth and make your own spells and make up your own book of shadows and everything is to just do it. Just get in there and just do the work. Like, it's a practice, just like anything else. So the way we read candle spells, the way we read wax. So however your candle holder is sitting, the back of the candle, behind the candle will represent the spiritual realm. The front of the candle represents the physical realm. So wherever the part of the side of the candle that's closest to you represents the physical. The left side represents the past events, and the right side represents the future events. So wherever you're, depending on what kind of candlestick you have, I've got these giant ones with the holders. So the wax just pools in the bottom, and I usually leave it until it's full, and then you want to take your candle wax and go bury it in the yard. But wherever your candle wax pools, wherever there's the most concentrated, that is where that is where the energy is being sent to. So, and or wherever, what forces are. Okay, so I'm going to read you what I have here. So reading the circle, rings that circle all the way around the bottom of the candlestick. So if it's concise all the way around, it signifies units of time. Count the rings, and that will tell you this, the time frame of the spell. So how long it will take the spell to play out, basically. Broken rings around. So if there's like a space in between the rings, so if there's like all the way almost around and there's like a space missing, that means that there will be delays or obstacles in the spell. White smoke, so this is like when you blow the candle out. If there's white smoke with a cloudy, milky appearance, that means helpful spirit. A helpful spirit is helping the spell and rubs off when touched. So like if you get the smoke on your fingers and it just rubs off right away. Okay, if there's clouding in the smoke, doesn't come off when rubbed. So the way you want to do this part is if you hold a glass jar over your candle upside down and let some of that dark smoke get into the candle on the side of the jar, and then you touch it. So like if the smoke does not move, if it does not come off, that means something is hidden in the situation. If black smoke, resistance, blockage, and fighting against the spell. Pooled wax in the bottom, blockages in life, physical, spiritual, or from the past. Pay attention to where it settles. Herbs settle in the center means the spell isn't strong enough. So you want to keep all of those things in mind. Okay? And so after that, and after we've done all of that, then we can light our candle. You can say a little blessing. You can state your intentions out loud. You can do anything that you would like. But at this point, you don't want to blow the candle out if you don't have time to sit with the candle while it burns. Not saying you have to just sit there and stare at it. Like if you can't not be in the same room, or if you're not going to be home, snuff the candle out with a candle snuffer, or just put a spoon on top of it. I don't know, but snuff it out. Don't blow it out, and that will give you a clear in to go back when you get time to relight your candle and refinish your spell. And then, like I said, once you're finished with your spell, you want to take your wax and bury it. or take it away from your house and just bury it somewhere. That's the best thing to do. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you learned something. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.